Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and LEGO has just announced a brand new set from a new property we've actually never seen LEGO sets from before, and that is the brand new LEGO How to Train Your Dragon Toothless set. Now, I've been wanting sets from this franchise for years, and we almost got it in LEGO Dimensions, but not quite. So finally, we will be getting an official LEGO How to Train Your Dragon set. But I will say it might not be what you're expecting. Of course, I am actually on vacation right now in Morocco, but the news keeps on coming at the Duckbricks channel. So let's dive on into this breaking LEGO news right now. Okay, so here we have our very first LEGO How to Train Your Dragon set. It's a license that people have been wanting for years, and we almost got it in LEGO Dimensions until that was prematurely cancelled. And so, basically 10 years later, we are finally getting it to celebrate the live-action remake. And they went with a pretty interesting direction for the set. What you see before you is set number 10375. It contains 784 pieces and retails for $70 US, 70 euros, or 60 British pounds. It will be released on July 1st of this year, but it's available for pre-order starting right now. And I will be getting this set early for review, as well as maybe having a bit of an interview with the designer. We're still trying to set that up, so stay tuned because I have a lot of thoughts on this set. And honestly, I'm a little bit mixed on it. I think for what it is really, really cute. It's a really interesting direction to take the set. But honestly, if I had to pick one set to make for How to Train Your Dragon, I don't know if this would have been it. Instead of going for a slightly more minifigure scale or realistic looking dragon, especially with the advent of the live-action movie, they went in almost the complete opposite direction, instead making a very cute, almost chibi style of sculpture that I think is a really decent representation of kind of a cartoony version of the character, but certainly not something that I think most people were wanting out of a How to Train Your Dragon LEGO set. Honestly, if anything, this gives me a lot of hope for LEGO Pokemon next year, because this kind of feels like the beta test version of what LEGO Pokemon could look like. I can imagine it just putting out sets like this, and that would be literally perfect for that theme. But for this theme, I really am not sure. I think if they released multiple How to Train Your Dragon sets, then this would be totally fine. I actually think it is a really nice idea in an entire product lineup for that theme to have a more cute chibi style of scale down version with very exaggerated proportions of Toothless, but I feel like there is a big miss here, especially for an 18+ icon set, to not just give us a large-scale sculpture of Toothless, maybe with fabric wings, make it like sort of like a Ninjago dragon, but even have a display stand, and of course include a minifigure of Hiccup as well, which is something a lot of people have been really looking forward to. As it is right now, I actually think the set, at least at first glance, seems to be pretty decent value. The details are really nice, and it is generally very well built. It's just not necessarily the direction I personally would have taken our very first How to Train Your Dragon LEGO set, but I'm really curious to hear what folks think down in the comments. As I'm writing this video and putting it out and recording it, I've been seeing a lot of feedback internally in the LEGO Ambassador Network, and I've actually found people are a lot more positive on this set than me, although reactions certainly seems to be a little bit mixed here and there. So I'm really curious to hear what folks have to say about it in the comments down below. Do you like it for what it is, or do you also wish, like me, that we got a slightly more realistic looking build that actually had the full-on dragon to scale with a minifigure? I certainly feel like this set is going to be fairly controversial online, because it genuinely is a cute set, and I think the build is really nicely done, but again, it might just not be the focus point of what people wanted to see from the theme. But hopefully, if this does well, maybe we would be seeing some more sets in the future. Personally, I would love to see a whole array of different dragons brick-built with their riders. I feel like a theme like this genuinely has a lot of potential, and this might just be a trial run to see if there is interest in a continued development of this theme. But then again, I don't really know if this was the set to start with. This honestly could have totally worked as maybe a second set or even a third set that we could have gotten, but as the very first one, I'm not super convinced. That being said, let's take a closer look at the build and what it has to offer. I'll be saving a lot more of my thoughts for the review itself, so definitely stay tuned for that, but overall I do think that it is, again, genuinely very competently made. I really like the eye technique. You can see some of those rounded elements to make the eyes appear like they actually have some depth to them, as well as introducing a brand new printed version of the D-tile element to have that pupil in the eye itself. It's utilizing some of the newest LEGO curved elements introduced over just the the past couple of years to really bring out a lot of the detail in the expression, such as the 3x3 curve introduced last year, the quarter hemisphere element that they're introducing for the inner part of the eyes, and also in black for some of the side curves of the shoulders. And I really like how you also have all the details with the repaired tail, as well as utilizing the construction shoulder armor elements for some of the bits and pieces of the knees on the legs. I think it just generally really does look good. The only thing that throws me off a little bit is that the neck does feel a little bit thin from certain angles, especially for what it's trying to depict. That being said, it is fully articulatable in the sense that you can spin the head back and forth. It looks like you can kind of tilt it backwards and forwards as well, plus of course move the jaw up and down and replace the hanging out tongue with a fish for him to eat. Interestingly enough, they're utilizing the LEGO Dreams smoke effect element to make it look like he's breathing out some fire, which actually does really work for this build. I never was the biggest fan of that element when they introduced it earlier this year, but I actually think it works very well for what they're trying to depict here. So overall, pretty decent build. Price does seem okay given the number of pieces, but again, I'm going to have this in hand to really give my full thoughts on the value of the set. And with that, we've about summed up our early look at the brand new LEGO How to Train Your Dragon Toothless set. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you wish we got something a bit different for our first set? And do you want to see more sets from this theme? That's all. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.